So we're walking through one of our four barns in Missouri. These are considered ringneck earlies. Each barn is 40 by 400 foot, and each barn contains 2,000 breeder hens. So right now I'm just walking through the barn. You can see how the birds, as I'm walking to them, they're walking away. So every day when the egg picker or any staff is going through the barns, they always walk the same way, counterclockwise, to train the birds. So once we start laying eggs, the birds are trained to walk away from the eggs to eliminate any damage. The birds are being lit 13 hours a day, starting at 5 in the morning until 6 p.m. So as you can see, there's plenty of feed space, 2 feed lines, and then there's 26 plasens spread out evenly amongst the barn for easy access to feed and water. So right now you're seeing grass bales that are spread out randomly throughout the barn as hooches, and they've got 3 corners that the birds like to lay. The birds in the barn are at 6 square foot. We run 1 cock per every 16 hens. And these birds will actually be in the barn. They were brought in middle of November, and they'll stay in production until end of July, early August. So every day when the egg picker goes in the morning, they'll pick up all the eggs from the night before, and then during the slow laying period, they'll go in, they'll top dress corners, any hooches, any areas that the birds have dug down to the ground to ensure that the eggs have protection when the birds are laying. They'll run the feed lines, they'll clean plasens, they'll try to have all their chores done before break time at 9:30, before the birds start laying heavier around 11 o'clock. And then you can see random bales throughout the barn, and those are just bales that have gone bad, that are loose, that we'll use for top dressing as we need, so people don't have to carry bales all the way throughout the barn. So at the end you can see we've stockpiled small grass and straw bales for easy access. Whenever we do need the top dress, we don't have to go outside to get them. Everything's readily available in the barn for each barn. So at peak, each barn will produce about 1,600 eggs a day. So you can see the base that the birds are running on. It's a 80% sawdust, 20% rice hull bedding, and then we just use the grass and the straw as top dressing. In a given day, when the person starts picking at 6 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they'll walk roughly about 11 to 12 miles a day. It's nonstop picking. So now we're walking into the boot room where we've got our boxes, our flats. So as they collect the eggs, they get properly boxed so they don't get damaged. You can see the controllers for ventilation, the ROTEM controller, the light dimmer. So now we're getting a panoramic view of the farm. You can see the 4 barns. It sits on 40 acres of land, 30 of pasture. So now we're going out into our breeder farm at River Road, and we're going through the pens. So we've got 2 sizes of pens, 15,000 square foot and then 12,000 square foot pens. So outside breeders, they're ran at 30 square foot. And then we run the ratio of 1 cock to 10 hens. So as we're driving around the pens, you can see the huts. There's 6 huts per pen, spread out evenly. So it breaks down to about 75 birds per hut. Every week we'll go and we'll top dress with grass or straw under the huts just to protect the eggs from being laid on the ground, especially in February when they're starting to lay in the snow. So at River Road, we have 18,000 breeder hens. Of those 18,000, 9,000 we can start lighting mid-January. So as egg production ramps up, we'll have a crew of 4 people every day that'll go in the pens. They'll start at 10 in the morning and then they'll work until 7 o'clock at night picking. They'll get roughly 8 picks per pen. At peak in mid-April, I mean, they'll be getting close to 16,000 eggs a day. So here we're just kind of getting an overview of the breeder pens. We've got a feed bin on the location, so we don't have to haul feed from one farm to the other. You can see the light poles for lighting.